a comprehensive analysis of diabetes so that your blood sugar is always stable. Hello everyone, I am Jennifer. Today we will talk about how to keep your blood sugar stable so that you can stay away from diabetes for the rest of your life. In fact, there may be some hidden traps in our daily life which may lead us to diabetes, which is a global health problem. As a diabetes researcher, I can tell you that this problem is more serious than you can imagine. Worldwide, more than 465 million people are suffering from diabetes, and this number is constantly on the rise, and I don't think you want to be part of that number. Because of the seriousness of this issue, I want to talk to you today about how to be aware of the pitfalls in your life that can increase your risk of diabetes and teach you how to avoid them in a simple, practical way that puts healthy living back within your grasp. So let's get started. Essentially, diabetes is a condition in which your body is unable to manage your blood sugar properly. Simply put, it's as if your body is a car, blood sugar is like gasoline, and something called insulin in the body is like the gas pedal that helps fuel the sugar into our cells. However, diabetes is like a broken gas pedal that prevents the gasoline from providing power properly. There are two main types of diabetes that we have, type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is caused by the body's immune system mistakenly attacking insulin-producing cells as foreign aggressors, resulting in the body's inability to make insulin, which is more common in children and teenagers. Type 2 diabetes, on the other hand, develops when the body is unable to use insulin effectively. This is the most common type, accounting for about 90% or more of all diabetes cases, and is more commonly faced by adults or older people, especially those with poor lifestyle habits such as sedentary lifestyle and poor diet. So, what is diabetes? There's a very good analogy. You can think of your body as a machine that needs fuel to run, and that fuel is the sugar in our daily diet, which is usually referred to as blood sugar. You may wonder how this fuel gets into our body from our food. This involves the action of a very important hormone in our body called insulin. Our pancreas secretes insulin, and just like a key that unlocks the entry of sugar into our cells, it helps the sugar get out of the bloodstream and into the cells of our body, providing our body with the necessary energy. And both type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes are problems with insulin. Okay, now that we have learned what diabetes is and the basics of it, let's now go further and know the risk factors of diabetes. The presence of diabetes is actually related to a number of factors that we will come in contact with in our daily lives. First, let's look at the age factor. I remember when I was a kid, I often heard my elders say, the older you get, the sicker you get. If this is a hint, it seems to be untrue in the case of diabetes. Studies have found that as we age, the efficiency of insulin secretion decreases, and accordingly, the risk of diabetes increases. As for weight, I think this is something we should all know. There is a saying called obesity disease because obesity can cause many kinds of diseases, including diabetes. Excessive obesity, or being overweight, puts a number of stresses on our bodies, including insulin resistance. Insulin is a very important hormone that our body uses to regulate blood sugar. When we gain weight, especially fat, our bodies become insensitive to insulin, which leads to insulin resistance, also known as type 2 diabetes. Did you know that when we talk about diabetes, we are actually referring mainly to high blood sugar, which is called hyperglycemia? In our day-to-day life, food is the main source of energy for our body, and blood sugar is the energy that food is converted into in the body. It is also important for our body to keep blood sugar in the right range. Too much blood sugar can lead to various problems in the body. Prolonged high blood sugar can cause damage to various body systems, including the heart, eyes, kidneys, nerves, and blood vessels. Also, prolonged high blood sugar can lead to insulin resistance, also known as type 2 diabetes. And then you might ask, Well, how do you keep your blood sugar stable? Well, it's not really a complicated method, and one of the ways is to control your diet. We've finally come to the topic, my favorite to talk about, healthy eating. Did you know how important a healthy diet is for preventing diabetes? But healthy eating doesn't just mean eating light and monotonous. In fact, healthy eating can be both delicious and colorful. The key is that you have to know how to choose, how to mix and match, and how to control the proportion of your diet. Have you ever experienced this? Every time you want to eat healthy, immediately your mind goes to a plate of green lettuce, and your face will immediately look helpless. Actually, what I am going to tell you is that healthy eating is not like that. Imagine if you had half a plate of vegetables, a quarter of a lean protein such as chicken, fish, or tofu, and a quarter of a whole grain such as brown rice or oatmeal. Such a diet, which is low in sugar, salt, and fat, will keep your blood sugar under control, and in front of you will be a colorful meal. It is also recommended that you eat at least 5 servings of a variety of vegetables and fruits, totaling about 400 grams per day. The fiber in this slows down the rate at which sugar enters the bloodstream and controls your blood sugar levels. Also, eat foods such as nuts, seeds, and brown rice, which are rich in complex carbohydrates, proteins, and healthy fats, all of which can help keep your blood sugar stable. Additionally, selective consumption of good fats can be helpful in controlling diabetes. Unsaturated fats, such as those found in fish, avocados, and nuts, are good choices, as they help lower cholesterol and improve blood quality. Finally, drinking water is also important. You may be wondering, drinking water can also prevent diabetes? That's right. Drinking water will help keep your blood thin, and try to avoid sugary drinks. Those will only spike your blood sugar and have no nutritional value. All of these suggestions are to keep your body's blood sugar stable without going too high. Well, next let's talk about the effects of food on diabetes, especially sugary foods and healthy food choices. Let's look at sugary foods first. Did you know? Not all of the sugar in our daily diet actually comes from sugar packets or candy canes. In fact, sugar is everywhere. Sugar has crept into our beverages, snacks, sauces, condiments, and many other common foods. Excessive sugar intake is bad for our body, and smart you must know this. It causes blood sugar levels to spike, and over time, it may overproduce insulin in the pancreas on a regular basis, to the point where it may lead to failure and the development of diabetes. So, what should you eat? That's when it's time for the healthy foods we recommend. A combination of vegetables, whole grains, lean meats, protein foods, and good fats like fish and nuts are usually good choices. These foods can help us control our blood sugar more consistently and avoid the blood sugar roller coaster. As a concrete example, for breakfast you can choose a whole wheat bread with a hard-boiled egg and a cup of oatmeal, which has both protein and sugar released slowly from the whole wheat and oatmeal, which will keep your blood sugar at a stable level. Of course, this is just a basic dietary principle, and each person's diet needs to be adjusted according to their body type, lifestyle habits, and many other factors. Okay, let's talk more about exercise. You may be thinking, I'm already watching my diet. Do I still need to exercise? Believe me, the answer is yes. Exercise is both important and especially helpful in diabetes prevention. Exercise works simply by helping to lower your body's blood sugar. Specifically, when you exercise, your muscles need more sugar for energy, which they get directly from your bloodstream, which is why exercise lowers blood sugar. So, what kind of exercise should we take? Well, it's not necessary to run a marathon or climb Mount Everest, but it's important that you can do it consistently and enjoy it. A good place to start is with at least 30 minutes of aerobic exercise a day, such as walking, jogging, swimming, or cycling. If you think 30 minutes is too long, Then do it in segments, such as 15 minutes in the morning and another 15 minutes in the evening. The important thing is to make exercise habitual so that it becomes part of your life rather than feeling like a task or a burden. In fact, in addition to cardio, resistance training is important, such as vigorous brisk walking, using gym equipment, or doing yoga. They can help you maintain muscle and increase your basal metabolic rate, which means you burn more calories. Let's talk more about walking as an example. Did you know? Walking is actually a great cardio workout, and it's everywhere. For example, you can try to park your car a little farther away and walk a little more to work or go to the store so that you can not only exercise, but also enjoy the fresh air outside. Of course, walking does not have to be aimless. In the process of walking, you can listen to your favorite music or audiobooks while exercising, while learning. How nice. In addition, usually take the elevator. Try to see the choice of stairs. You may say, stairs are too tiring, I'm afraid I can't hold on. It's okay, you can take your time. At first you can choose part of the passage to take the stairs, and then gradually adapt to it, and then increase the number of flights of stairs. You will find that, in fact, you have more perseverance than you think. In fact, not only walking and climbing stairs, many activities in daily life are actually very good opportunities for exercise. For example, sweeping the floor, wiping the table, watering the flowers, trimming the shrubs, and so on, are all great moderate-intensity workouts. The important thing is to grasp the intensity of the exercise. Do not let yourself too tired, but also to only adhere to, can receive the effect. Finally, it is to make exercise fun. You can invite friends to participate with you, or join a team, or change some of the ways of exercise. All can keep your love and enthusiasm for exercise. Now let's talk a little more about the importance of regular health checkups. This issue reminds me of the famous saying, prevention is better than cure. Regular blood glucose and blood pressure tests are great aids in preventing diabetes. You may ask, why do I need regular checkups when I feel fine? In fact, diabetes and high blood pressure often have no obvious symptoms in the early stages, but behind the scenes, they've already started to work in our bodies. Regular measurement of blood glucose can help us detect changes in blood glucose in a timely manner. If blood glucose is on the high side, we can help control it by changing our diet and increasing exercise. Moreover, studies have also shown that early control of blood sugar can effectively delay or even prevent some serious complications, such as eye, kidney, or nerve problems. Similarly, regular testing of blood pressure is crucial. A healthy blood pressure level helps our heart work more easily, thus reducing the chances of heart disease. Also, high blood pressure is an important risk factor for diabetes. By measuring our blood pressure, we can get an early warning and take steps to control it. Next, we will talk about the early symptoms of diabetes, as some people already have diabetes and don't know it. Let's start with an example. John is a very optimistic person with a zest for life. He is a foodie and loves to taste all kinds of food in restaurants all over Europe and to cook for himself. This eating habit, however, eventually became a hidden danger to his health. When John was 50 years old, he began to feel very fatigued and realized that his eyesight was gradually deteriorating. However, he always made the excuse, I'm 50 years old. It's a normal symptom of old age. I just need some rest. He didn't see these as possible early symptoms of diabetes. He thought he just needed more rest. Then it got worse. He began to lose weight dramatically, had irresistible cravings for sugary foods, and was always thirsty. Even then, John still didn't realize the severity of the problem. But finally, John went to see his doctor, whose diagnosis shocked him. His blood sugar had reached critical levels, and he had begun to have problems with his liver and kidneys. He was diagnosed with advanced diabetes. John tried to change his lifestyle, sticking to exercise and diet management. However, because the disease was already in an advanced stage, his health deteriorated, and he had to enter the hospital repeatedly. Despite John's efforts to change his lifestyle, and despite his exhaustive attempts to reverse his condition, he eventually died at the age of 56 from kidney failure and heart disease. It's a sad story that teaches us not to ignore the early signs of diabetes. Did you know that diabetes is not a disease only for the elderly? Everyone, regardless of age, may be at risk of developing the disease? Some people may ask, then why do we need to pay attention to the early symptoms of diabetes? Let me tell you, it's like driving a car. If the car has some minor problems in the early stages of driving, if you make timely adjustments, you can prevent serious consequences from occurring. The same goes for diabetes. Early detection and management of diabetes can prevent the disease from progressing, thus avoiding serious complications such as blurred vision, kidney damage, heart disease, and hemiplegia. Did you know that problems such as these can be prevented with good blood sugar management? So, we must guard our three gateways: mouth, ears, and eyes. What we eat, what we listen to, and what we look at can help us to recognize possible early symptoms for timely prevention and intervention so that we can have a healthier life. Have you ever wondered why water and sugar in our bodies are much like the relationship between tea and sugar? Imagine you're making tea, and if you put too much sugar in, you might want to add more water to dilute it, right? The same is actually true for thirst, a common symptom of early diabetes. When your blood sugar levels rise, your kidneys work hard to get rid of the excess sugar, and then that requires the use of a lot of water. It's like you're constantly adding water in order to dilute that tea with too much sugar. So, you may feel thirsty and your throat feels like a desert, craving water. So, you say, since all the water is being used to dilute the sugar, where is all that water going? Oh, in fact, it is very simple. Just like water into the drain, your body will be through the urine of these too sweet tea out of the body. So, if you find yourself urinating more frequently, especially at night when you need to get up to go to the toilet, it may be an early sign of diabetes. You know, if your kidneys are burning the midnight oil trying to get the diabetes out of your body, you're going to have to go to the bathroom more often. But be warned, my friend, this could be one of the early symptoms of diabetes. It could be a symptom of something else, or it could just be that because it's hot and you're drinking more water, you're peeing more. So it's important to see your doctor if you're experiencing any of these symptoms. Another common early symptom of diabetes: unexplained weight loss. It may sound ideal. After all, who doesn't want to lose a few pounds easily? But if the weight loss is too sudden and you haven't made any changes, it really needs to be brought to our attention. This situation is like, you have stored a lot of food in your refrigerator, but the door of the refrigerator is broken and you can't get to the food. In this case, you can only use the other foods in your house, such as fat and muscle, as an energy source. Of course, this way you lose weight. Similarly, when your body can't utilize insulin efficiently, sugar can't get into your cells for burning and storage, and that's when your body may go to breaking down muscle and fat for energy, which leads to your weight loss. While your blood sugar levels may be high, because it can't be used efficiently for energy, it's like food that's been kept in the fridge and can't provide you with energy. So, if you notice that you are losing weight rapidly in a short period of time and for no apparent reason, it may be time to pay attention. Of course, there can be many reasons for weight loss, such as stress, increased exercise, or a change in diet, to name a few. However, if none of these are the reason for your weight loss, then it's best to see your doctor to check if you're at risk for diabetes. The next symptom that I think we've all experienced at one time or another is feeling fatigued more often than not. You know, the kind that just yawns all the time and feels like you're trying to get some rest 24 hours a day. Imagine you're a car, and sugar is like the gasoline that powers you, and insulin is like the key that helps you unlock the gas tank so the sugar can be converted into energy without any problems. But if your body doesn't use insulin efficiently, then the sugar can't be successfully converted into energy and you get tired. It's like having a full tank of gasoline in your car, but because you don't have the key, the fuel can't be burned by the engine and your car just sits there, powerless. Also, do you remember we mentioned before that when your blood sugar levels rise, your body tries to get rid of the excess sugar by urinating? This process depletes your body of a lot of water, and the need to go to the bathroom frequently can also cost you a lot of sleep, both of which can leave you feeling very tired. Overall, if you've been feeling fatigued and low on energy a lot lately, and drinking water, resting, or drinking coffee isn't solving the problem, it could be an early sign of diabetes. Another one of the early warning signs of diabetes is that your vision is starting to blur. If you get some water in your eyes, it may distort your eyes and cause your vision to blur. That's what can happen with high blood sugar. When your blood sugar is too high, your blood thickens, which can change the shape of your eyes and cause your vision to blur. Of course, if your blood sugar starts to stabilize, this blurry vision usually returns to normal. But too much blood sugar can cause permanent damage to your eyes if left unchecked for a long time. Just as bad habits can affect our lives without us even realizing it, high blood sugar can affect our vision without us even realizing it. So, if you notice a change in your vision, especially if it suddenly becomes blurry, it may be time to see your doctor about your blood sugar. The next symptom we're going to talk about may be troubling to some of our food-loving friends: frequent hunger pangs, especially after eating. Yes, you heard it right. Feeling hungry even after eating can be an early symptom of diabetes. This is because although your body has sugar, if it doesn't utilize insulin effectively, the sugar can't get into your cells to provide energy. The result is that your muscles and organs feel hungry despite having plenty of sugar in your body because they are not getting energy. Thus, you will feel hungry again soon after you have eaten because your body is signaling you that it needs more energy. So, if you find yourself feeling hungry all the time, or even feeling empty after a big meal, it could be an early sign of diabetes. But keep in mind that constant hunger can also be a symptom of other health problems, such as thyroid problems or stress. Next, I'm going to tell you that slow wound healing can actually be an early warning of diabetes. As you surely know, red blood cells, they are responsible for delivering oxygen to every corner of our body, which is vital for wound healing. However, if your blood sugar is high, it makes the blood sticky like a swamp. Imagine those oxygen-carrying red blood cells trying to get through the sticky swamp. They would definitely be slowed down, which means they would be slower to reach the wound to provide help. Additionally, high blood sugar leads to inflammation, which can further prolong the wound healing process. It's like having someone constantly destroying your work while you're trying to repair a bridge. So, if you notice that your wounds are healing slower than before, or if a small wound doesn't heal after a long time, it could be an early sign of diabetes. Of course, slow healing wounds can also be caused by other things, such as cigarettes and the use of certain medications. So, if you have a slow healing wound, be sure to see your doctor for a checkup. The last thing to mention is that frequent skin infections, vaginal infections, or oral infections are also early signs of diabetes. High blood sugar destroys our immune system and makes it susceptible to infections. It's like the walls of a castle eroding, making it easier for foreign invaders to break in. Also, when our blood sugar is too high, our blood becomes sweeter, providing an ideal environment for a variety of bacteria and yeasts to live. These microorganisms can then grow and multiply in our blood vessels, leading to infections. Moreover, high blood sugar may also lead to dry and itchy skin, which may cause the skin to break down, providing a pathway for bacteria to enter. So, if you find yourself having frequent skin infections, vaginal infections, or mouth infections, it could be a warning that perhaps your blood sugar levels have risen. But keep in mind that these infections can also be related to a number of other factors, such as poor personal hygiene habits, sexual behavior, or a weakened immune system. So, if you have any of these problems, make sure you get checked by your doctor. These are the 7 early symptoms of diabetes. Let's talk about fruits and other foods that are beneficial for diabetics. Let's start with a clear concept that fructose is a unique type of sugar because it is able to be digested and absorbed by the body without relying on insulin. When we eat foods containing fructose, it is transported through the intestines to the liver, where it is converted to glucose or to other forms of sugar and stored or used for energy. But yeah, while this may sound like good news, especially for those with insulin resistance or diabetes, it doesn't mean that it's okay to consume unlimited amounts of fructose. In fact, high fructose intake, especially through sugar-sweetened beverages or processed foods, has been linked to a variety of health problems, including obesity, insulin resistance, liver disease, and other metabolic issues. So it's all about moderation, isn't it? Okay, now let's talk about fruits that are good for diabetics. 1. Blueberries. Blueberries are usually fruits that are used to garnish pastries and salads, but they are an excellent food choice for diabetics. The main reason why blueberries are beneficial for diabetics is because they are rich in antioxidants, especially anthocyanins. This compound can help protect against a number of diseases, including heart disease, cancer, and especially diabetes. How so? Anthocyanins can help reduce insulin resistance, which in turn lowers blood sugar levels, and some studies have even shown that anthocyanins may even boost insulin production. And this is like a blessing in disguise for diabetics. There are many fun and healthy ways on how to eat blueberries. For example, you can sprinkle some fresh blueberries into your whole grain oatmeal for breakfast, which adds flavor and nutrition. Or, you can put blueberries into low-fat yogurt to bring a hint of fruity flavor to the yogurt. 2. Strawberry. First of all, strawberry is a low-calorie fruit. Did you know that a large strawberry only contains about 6 calories, which is very low compared to most fruits? This also means that you can consume it without worrying about consuming too much sugar. Furthermore, strawberries are rich in a plant compound called flavonoids, which help improve the body's sensitivity to insulin, which means that it can help the body use insulin better to control blood sugar. This is no small feat for diabetics. Don't forget that strawberries are also rich in dietary fiber, which helps us to slow down the body's absorption of sugar, thus preventing blood sugar levels from rising too quickly after a meal. 3. Kiwi. Did you know that kiwi fruit is recognized as a vitamin C powerhouse? Every 100 grams of fresh kiwi fruit contains between 100 and 120 milligrams of vitamin C, much more than any other fruit. And for our health, vitamin C has an important role to play. It not only improves body resistance and prevents heart disease, but also promotes the action of insulin in our body, which is helpful in controlling blood sugar. Kiwi fruit is also an antioxidant powerhouse with minerals, natural compounds, and vitamins such as vitamin E and A, which are powerful antioxidants that help neutralize free radicals in the body and protect our cells from damage. This is like an on-the-go protective shield for diabetics, helping them fight inflammation and body damage caused by high blood sugar. Moreover, kiwi fruit has a low glycemic index, GI, of 52, which means that the sugar in kiwi fruit is not converted into blood sugar as quickly and does not cause drastic fluctuations in blood sugar, making it ideal for diabetics. 4. Oranges. When it comes to oranges, the first thing we need to mention is its vitamin C content. Did you know that a single medium-sized orange contains more than 70 milligrams of vitamin C, which is more than our required daily intake of vitamin C? For diabetics, vitamin C can be an important role. It boosts our immune system and fights some of the illnesses and inflammation caused by high blood sugar. Vitamin C can also help us fight aging and keep our skin healthy. Next, we will talk about the fiber that oranges are rich in. Each orange contains 3 to 4 grams of dietary fiber. These fibers are found in our intestines and provide ample nutrition to our gut bacteria. A healthy gut flora can help us control our blood sugar better and reduce some of the complications of diabetes. In addition, another advantage of fiber in our gut is that it can help us slow down the digestion of food, which means that even sweet fruits like oranges won't cause our blood sugar levels to rise too quickly. This is why many dietitians recommend diabetics to eat more foods that are rich in fiber. 5. Blackberries. First of all, we have to talk about the color of blackberries. That deep black color tells us that it is rich in a special antioxidant substance called anthocyanin. Anthocyanins have a strong antioxidant capacity that protects our body from free radicals, which is especially important for diabetics because high blood sugar often leads to the production of more free radicals that can cause damage to the body. Next, blackberries are also rich in fiber. Every 100 grams of blackberries contains 5.3 grams of fiber, which is good news for diabetics. Fiber can help lower blood sugar levels because it slows down the absorption of food in the intestines so that the rise in blood sugar becomes smoother, and it also increases satiety, helping you to control the amount of food you eat, which can be helpful in maintaining weight and preventing obesity. In addition, the sweetness of blackberries comes mainly from the fructose in them, which is absorbed by the body without relying on insulin, so it doesn't cause a sharp rise in blood sugar. Of course, everyone reacts to food differently, and I always advise diabetics to take small sips of a new food when trying it for the first time and observe how their blood sugar reacts to it in order to decide on the right portion size for them. 6. Apple. You may not believe it, but a medium-sized apple contains about 4 grams of fiber. The concept of fiber may be a bit abstract, but let me joke around and say that 4 grams of fiber is about the same amount as if you ate a quarter cup of whole grain bread or half a cup of cooked green beans. It's a lot, isn't it? Getting back to the point, fiber is a carbohydrate that we can't digest, and it helps us do a lot of good things in our gut. For one thing, it absorbs water and expands, increasing the volume of food in our intestines and keeping us feeling fuller longer after a meal, which naturally reduces the amount of food we eat at our next meal. At the same time, because of the fiber, the food we eat moves slower through the intestines, which means that the absorption of sugar is also slowed down, which prevents the production of blood sugar ups and downs and helps the body to maintain stable blood sugar levels. 7. Peaches. Peaches can be an ideal fruit for diabetics. Peaches are relatively low in carbohydrates and have a high water content, which means they not only satisfy your sweet tooth cravings, but also help to increase your water intake. In addition, peaches are rich in fiber, a natural compound that helps keep your blood sugar levels in check. Well, that's it for this installment. Thanks for watching.